Guys. All right, guys. Google has cooked up again with its new model, Gemini 3.0, which is absolutely making the waves. So, in this video, we'll basically be explaining what that hype is about, and then we'll be going through all that Gemini 3.0 has to offer, and how we could also use all of the tools and all of the capabilities of this model in N8N. So, let's get straight into the topic. So what exactly is Gemini 3.0 and how it benefits you, right? First thing, it is absolutely insane and crushing model, which is, you might have seen benchmarks as well. It's performing absolutely best and the best. The only benchmark that it is trying to match with is around the SW benchmark, which is kind of, the one that basically revolves around solving GitHub issues. In that case, I think Claude 4.5 Sonnet is taking a lead, but all of the benchmarks are getting absolutely crushed by this model. So you basically have a model which works with text, images, and videos, uh, which is insanely good. And the second thing that we have is huge context window available, because it can literally process lots of text, lots of document, lots of videos, audios, whatever multi file types that you have. Incredibly good as well. We got 1 million context window, which is absolutely good. And then one good thing that I really like about this model is it has got a very good enhanced deep reasoning perspective, wherein it tries to break down a very large complex task into subtasks and then try to reason it up as well, which is absolutely a good use case when you're trying to build up some sort of agents and not just like simple Q&A based chain. And the real thing that really everybody should be looking forward to start playing around with this model is because it's a huge win for builders, because you can literally access this model from API. They have rolled it out through their Google APIs through AI Studio. You can just sign up for their account and then get started with building whatever you want. So you can literally build anything with this model. All right, guys, let's also go to Twitter to get some inspiration on what people are building with Gemini 3.0. So on Twitter, to be honest, Gemini 3.0 is just getting praised a lot, which is incredibly, good to see. If you see this example, Gemini 3.0 can literally see and understand the world better than any AI model. If you want to fix your gold swing, upload a video and ask it to channel its inner Tiger Woods to improve it. Wow, it's incredibly awesome, because since it was a multi-model, it kind of understands what the input is, which is video in this case, and then tries to give you feedback on top. Then you have another example, which is actually a simulation of a nuclear power plant. Now you see the design, you see the how blocks are interconnected and how the overall physics is working and being displayed. It's incredibly awesome. If you see, the next example that I have in the thread is a 3D Rubik's Cube, which is, I think, common for most of the models to get. But if you see the, design, and again, the overall animations that it has is really awesome to watch. Then you got a few more examples. It's literally built an entire operating system simulator with just one prompt. Now, who does that, right? It's just awesome. Then you can head to, there is also an AI dedicated library where you can basically go and browse all the apps that are created through Gemini or other models. If you go to build section, which is aistudio.google.com, you have this browse the app gallery, which can showcase basically everything related to Gemini 3.0. You've got Nano Banana in place. So that was more of on how people are building and what people are building. But let's get straight into the video of what we are going to do with this model and try to compare it with few models in place to be able to get everything done for us. So this was on the overview. And then how to use this model, straightforward. You can head up to Gemini app or gemini.google.com, which has got this interface. And then you can have an option over here, which is Thinking with Pro, which is the option that lets you use Gemini 3.0. And then if you want to obviously use AI Studio, you can head to AI Studio, just go to Playground, and then this is where you can start playing around with Gemini 3.0. So if you click on this, you got all the options to change the parameters. You can manage the temperature, you can change the media resolution, the thinking level, which is also the topic that I'll talk about, and then other advanced tools over here. Then the most important thing as a builder, as a AI workflow and agent builder, I can literally use this with N8N at just one click. So this is how incredibly useful for me to be able to build applications and agents with Gemini, thanks to N8N community. And again, obviously, you are going to find it in the Google searches very soon. They are rolling it out for all the Google searches that you do. There are a few fixes or mostly some improvements that they're doing on that. So it has not rolled out to India yet, but it's very much very likely to get rolled out. So let's start building AI agents with Gemini 3 in N8N. So just like any other workflow, you basically have a plus icon which lets you search few nodes. So if you search for Google Gemini, you'll basically see few options over here. Now this is the official node from N8N, wherein you got few operations that you could do. You could possibly analyze the video, transcribe the recording. You can analyze document, analyze the image, generate image, all of that. You could even analyze the video as well. And this is the model that you could basically, hook to any AI agent as a LLM, and then you could start building from there. So let's take an example of this model. So how you do is when you select, let's say if I want to, do a message model, uh, so this is what you get. This is the overall LLM node. This is the Gemini node. And then what you could do is just double click on that. This is a credential that you need to do to set up. So again, if you create new credential, you will basically get this API key from AI Studio. So you go to Open Docs. This is where you will basically need to head on to aistudio.google.com, get account from there. And then if you go to build, if you go to get API key on the bottom left corner, you'll basically get an option to generate API key from here. So this is the create new API key. Just give it a name, add a project. If it is not there, you just have to create a new project, and then you'll get a API key, something like this. So my API key says quota, tier 1, because I've used all of their free credits. That's why I've been assigned tier 1. But that should be fairly simple for you to set up some billing. They only take like credit card. They don't charge or anything. I'm pretty sure they offer free credits as well. So once you have the API key, you basically paste it up over here, which gets the node connected, and then you'll have a complete LLM Gemini connected. So then you can pretty much do one thing, which is select the resource. Either you want to process audio, you want to analyze a document, generate image, or generate a video, and then based on that you basically have option to select the model. And for each option you get dedicated models. So let's say if I want to do some sort of let's say document processing, I get a lot of models over here. Now Gemini 2.5 Pro used to be the state of the art model from Google, but now it has been replaced with Gemini 3. If you scroll down over here, you'll basically see an option, which is Gemini 3 Pro Preview. This is the model that is Gemini 3. And then you could give it a prompt and then basically give it an input URL or maybe some sort of file that you have, and then just run it through. So this is how you get to access it from the individual node. And the other way to access this is basically through AI agent. Let's say if I add a AI agent node, and then I have got few examples over here, which is I need to attach a chat model. So the chat model you could use is Google Gemini chat model. And this is again the same that you're basically using the same credentials. You just need to select 3.0 over here, which you would find somewhere over here. This is the 3. And then you could add multiple parameters just like this. These are all advanced parameters. I won't be going through these parameters for now, but maybe I'll create a dedicated video around this on how to use all of this. So this is another way of how you could basically create AI agents with Gemini 3.0. And if you happen to basically know a lot, you're maybe a very very educated or very thorough developer, you could also be using HTTP node to send requests to their API docs. So I'm pretty sure they have some API docs over here. If you go to Google Gemini 3.0 API docs, you basically have all the understanding and all the relevant documentation over here you could refer to. So REST API. So this is the generative docs. You could basically think of setting the thinking level from these docs. There are all the parameters that you could possibly play around with. But yeah, for now, we'll just basically stick with these two options, which is analyze the document and probably, no, sorry, just playing around with the built-in node and playing around with the AI agent mode as well. Quick check. If you're serious on building with AI and you don't want to miss out, absolutely head on to this community. Link is in the description. This is my community wherein I teach AI agents and how you could build all sorts of AI automation with N8N and some awesome tools. So I'll see you in that community. All right, guys. Let's also see how you could use Gemini to basically do audio and image analysis in N8N, and we will be basically performing a lot of these operations using their built-in nodes, and will be competing with OpenAI 4.1, which is also a multi-model which takes input from all the types, right? And for image analysis, again, we'll be basically using a same image to get it compared and see the output from these two models. So let's do a quick check on the audio analysis. Now, basically, OpenAI 4.1 does not support audio analysis. So what we did is we basically transcribe the recording, which means we are inputting a MP3 which we are downloading from the Google Drive that I have. So I'll also play the specific file that I have, and then based on that, we'll basically be able to check how both of these model perform when compared to the audio analysis. So what we are doing is, this is the file that I have. So if I go to build anything with this is the file. This is like one audio file. Let me just quickly run through this.
If the Porsche Macan has proven anything, it's that the days of sacrificing performance for practicality are gone, long gone.
So this audio file is mostly related to Porsche Macan, which is a sports car. And what we'll be doing is we'll be passing this audio file to analyze audio section using the Google Gemini, which will be using our Gemini 3.0 model. And then what we're basing the prompt is, what is this video about? What is this audio about? And then what we are doing with OpenAI is basically we are transcripting the audio file, which is transcriber recording, and then we're basically sending it off to a basic chain, which is the messenger model feature node, which is just asking the same prompt again. So the specific thing is, what we get out of this is going to be a merged output of both Gemini as well as OpenAI 4.1, which is essentially going to be a comparison benchmark that we could do. So let's just run this workflow. I have a trigger node over here. Let's just bring this trigger node over here. Okay, let's just run this workflow. So it's downloading the file, and then it sends this file for analysis to Gemini, and then he also sends us the file for transcribing the recording. So let's just wait for 2 seconds to get it this done. Now it's transcribing the audio using OpenAI, and it's going to get this message model in place, which is basically sending it to OpenAI, and then finally just merging the output over here. So let's see the output. So what is that audio file about specifically? So what Gemini outputted was more of this complete text or whatever that audio file had. So just quickly run through it. So it says the audio file is a commercial advertisement for Porsche Macan. Here's a breakdown that describes the vehicle, emphasizing that drivers no longer have to sacrifice performance for practicality. So you see how good this is. Actually, this is very descriptive. And then when you check the output from OpenAI, you get to see this. This is a text promotional advertisement for Porsche Macan, a compact SUV. The performance practicality Macan doesn't force drivers. So again, similar kind of performance, but the thing is, when you are essentially trying to build agents which are kind of going to be more of around, let's say, full complete analysis, then it's absolutely recommendation for you to go with Gemini 3. That was on the audio analysis. Let's check on the image analysis. Now for image analysis, basically we have image which is going to be this image. So I just copied this image from Pexel. So there are 3 girls, and the background is red. I think what we are going to ask is Gemini specifically, what is this image about? So it try to analyze the image, and it will ask the same to OpenAI 4.0 as well, which is the image output, input model, again multi-model. This is actually a quite good model when it comes to image analysis. And then based on that, we basically get to see which is the better output for all of these, this problem solvers. So if you run this, okay, this is what got set. And then we're just passing the node, which is analyze image. Let's just first analyze the image using Gemini 3. So it's doing its work. Let's just wait for this to be done. Okay, this is done. And now we'll also be running this through OpenAI image model. Let's just quickly run through this as well. Done, all good. Let us quickly see the output of both of these. So if you see this output, let us just quickly see the output from OpenAI. So what we got is this image shows three individuals standing in a line against red background. They appear to be wearing casual and semi-formal attire. All of this is quite true, but let us also check the output from Gemini. So I have to rerun this. There you go. We have our output now. Now just look at this. Based on the image, here's a description of what is visible. The subjects, the image features three women standing in staggered posing. So this is what you will expect. Very descriptive, not just, vague description of the image, very complete analysis on whatever image had. So it also tells you in the middle, a woman is wavy dark hair standing in profile. So this is how, descriptive it is. Now you could basically think of a complete solution to finding some sort of data points from an image. Let's say if you want to extract some sort of information from images which has to be quite dense, you could try using Gemini. So this was more of on the video. I hope this video was helpful in comparing actually how and when to use Gemini. And if you want more videos on how to build, let's say, AI agents with Gemini, I could do that as well. So that's it from the video. Hope you like the video. I'll see you in my community, and please like and subscribe. And that's it. Thank you.